And how you turn my mind completely into such a mess, so easily. And it really came as no surprise. You look beyond comparing every time that I came close to making a move. I froze. I always do that, and I know it. If I had only known sometimes, if I could have my way with words.
Hello everyone. Welcome to our Café&Croissant at Fongit that for the month of June went virtual again. So I'm very happy to welcome you all here in this virtual space in our virtual community. And I'm pleased to be slowly back to something that looks like a normal. I think for this time, like we have done for May and for the month of April, and we are gonna have we're not gonna be alone. So we also have Geneus, our innovation initiator program at campus Biotech, and I should see now Ingeborg welcoming. Hello.
Good morning. So we're here.
Oh yeah, you see. So you're also back to Geneus. That's nice. That's
Yes,
nice.
we are.
And since we are approaching this as a hybrid mode, I think we also have James that should be. Yes, here he is.
Good morning, everybody. I'm here in the Fongit Cafe with an entrepreneur. It's V-Labs there.
Yeah.
So I have to say this place looks cleaner than a lot of doctor surgeries that I've been in. So here's the spray for the surfaces. So yeah, the coffee machine is in action. A lot of our entrepreneurs are back and working in their offices and also collaborating. And we actually had someone turn up for the Café&Croissant. So they're in a meeting room next door listening to us live as well. So it's lovely to see the whole community virtually and physically here.
Yeah. Oh, it's great. It's great also to see that we are going back to some sort of hybrid situation where we have, virtual and physical that need to collaborate and to coexist. We are actually preparing at Fongit to getting back to what is going to be a new normal, a normal at all, a new old normal, or a transitional normal. We don't know that yet. So we can start to present a bit what we have to say about today and this month. I mean, in getting back to this new normal, question mark is really about starting to bump into each other. You see, James is in the cafeteria at Fongit, and I ended up meeting him, and we start to meet each other in a business and social context. So I'd like to share a bit my personal way I feel it. So I took this as an interesting picture for trying to express the way I feel when I start when I meet people for the first time after some time. It's like going back to school, like these two happy school girls meeting each other, that at the same time they're very happy. So that shows that as social animals, we need to meet also physically, but they're also pretty embarrassed, right? Because they don't know what to do. I mean, it's a bit like we when we meet. Shall we shake hands? Shall we hug? Shall we say hi? Maybe maybe a Vulcanian type of hi. Shall we elbowing? I mean, it's a bit weird. So that's why when there's this moment of embarrassment that is that is very, very natural and very human. So I quite like it. So personally, so and I hope you feel the same. That means that you are getting back to this kind of social feeling of staying together. The life is going on. We are getting back to business as usual as much as we can. We have also some good news to share with you, with the community about our startups. I see that other people are now joining our Café&Croissant. That's great, because we are reaching new record of participation through our channels. Fantastic. I think we have around 100 people now. Great to see you. And yeah, so let's start with some good news about our startup community. Miyazaki is one of the great example of how you can leverage on this crisis period with this more and more social distancing element, where the low impact economy is arising. You need to have kind of remote solution that can automate and make it faster some medical control. This is the case of Miyazaki, that with an aging population, they are really trying to address through their first fully automated ocular diagnostic platform the issue of to treat quickly, fast, and reliably all the patients, as many as they can. And in fact, they are so successful that they closed a pre-Series A financing round of 2.4 million. It shows that there's still some activity among investors. It shows that the projects that are in the mindset of investor criteria, they still can find good money. And is again low touch type of economy. Miyazaki is a great example of success. So so really congratulations, Miyazaki, for this great achievement. If you want to take part of this future revolution in healthcare, and you can actually be part of the Miyazaki feasibility study on Thursday, July the 23rd, in Miyazaki offices in Plan-les-Ouates. Here, you can test the machine. So it's like a fully automated diagnostic platform for your ocular. And it's really effective. It's great. It works great. So together with the Miyazaki, we moved to another company active in the medtech space. Actually, there are two companies. One company is Assimilate, and the other company is Multiwave Imaging, both Fongit companies. And they showed and they keep showing us how good entrepreneurs can be resilient and finding always good money when the money is out there and available. Assimilate managed to raise through a European grant 800,000 Swiss franc, and Multiwave Imaging raised from a French Public Investment Bank, BPI, and the EU through the H2020 program, 3 million Swiss franc of non-dilutive funding for developing a new concept in MRI. So this is incredible. So you see how much money you can raise in particular non-dilutive type of funding for projects that are addressing specific needs. In this case, it's medtech, but I invite you to check always the new European grants that are available for other subjects other than the medtech. It's about also to come an important moment for the startup community in Switzerland. There is the top 100 Swiss startup award that is going to be announced this fall. But now the votes are open, so you can vote now. There's a public voting, so I invite you all to contribute to this ranking of the best startups in Switzerland, the top 100 startups in Switzerland. Here on the right, you see all the logos of the startups that are at Fongit. They are Fongit supported in any case. But there are very, very good startups all around Geneva. So I invite you really to go on their website and with a quick tip of use the location filter to find the good Geneva ones, and then you select the ones you want. But as you know, and that's going to be the main part of my content today, we are running through difficult times. Startups. We need to recognize that startups have been one sector definitely hit by the crisis. I would say, in fairness, not as dramatically hit like other sectors of the industry. But we are suffering. We are suffering, in particular, companies that were supposed to raise money now. Because companies that raise money previously and they have cash, actually they see a lot of opportunities. And we just mentioned the good examples of Miyazaki, Assimilate, and Multiwave. But we can mention many others of companies doing well or very well during this crisis. However, we have an entire set of startups, of very good startups, that were supposed to raise money during this period of time. And this is tough. This is tough, and what we are expecting and what we mentioned going back to the Café&Croissant of March, if I'm not mistaken, that was the first virtual one we ran, the market of investment will freeze, and this is what is happening. So there's a very interesting study, a very interesting report that came out from on Startup Ticker that involves SICTIC, which is which involves two among the largest business angel association in Switzerland. One is SICTIC, and the other one is Business Angel Switzerland. And there are the answers from the members about their investment sentiment. So you see that most of the people, they're expecting a recession, and they see actually some reduction in the funding. This is normal. We were expecting this. We were announcing this. This is why we like many other of the industry, we are keeping advising and recommending companies, entrepreneurs, to do all they can in order to preserve the cash they have. We also have the new state and federal support measure that have been put in place in order to address this. But in general, what is the recommendation here is always the same for the companies: to focus on customer benefits in order to avoid lower valuation. If you can prove that you have a good product market fit, that the market is there, the investors will understand and will take the risk of putting money in your company. So stay close, in close contact with your existing investors, because those are still your very best friends, helping you in bridging this moment of crisis. And of course, I mean, as much as you can, keep pitching, keep training, keep going to training events, because they're still running, even if they're remote, but please participate to those. And we can hope that this moment of transitional market failure from the financing standpoint is going to be over soon. There is also the SICTIC report that came out, and SICTIC is today one of probably the largest business angel group in Switzerland in terms of number of participants, and there's very interesting insights on this report. So I invite you also to go and check on their website, or also on our socials, where you can have links referring to this report. So you see, we all, as a startup community, like supporting organization, like we are, business angel groups, small VCs, universities, we're trying to help and to preserve what is our great investment that we have been doing for the last 10 years or 15 years in the startup of the Swiss startups. So with that in mind, you need to understand that also the state and the government had to step in, providing a supporting measure, helping our startup. And the fact that the investor sentiment is going down, you will see from some very interesting studies that came out very recently. The first one that I really invite you to go and check and download is a great report on CB Insights called "What is Venture Capital?" Here you see on the top left the one of the graph of this report, showing that the huge boom of VC in the past 10 years and the visible drop in March of this year. But in general, is a very valuable report, so I invite you really to go and spend some time reading it. What is happening worldwide, and you can see it from CB Insight, is happening also in Switzerland, of course. On the bottom left of the slide, you see you have from startup.ch the amount of equity investment in Swiss startups in May 2020, which shows a dramatic drop compared to last year. So May 19 and May 20, from May 19 to May 20, there was a drop of about 2/3, from $500 million to 150 million about. So this is really something which is painful, which is really painful, but that shows also this kind of temporary market failure of the financial market when it comes to private investments into startups. So with that in mind, you need to understand why the state of Geneva, together with the federal government, they actually set up in place this great measure for trying to provide a bridge loan, a bridge that should be about 3 or 4 months of burn rate for startups, trying to help them crossing this desert until when the investment will go back to the new normal. This is a measure that is a warranty, is a guaranteed loan from both the state and the canton, and is dedicated to startups in Geneva for the Geneva part, which are addressing tech innovations, working towards at least one of the sustainable development goals of the United Nations, with a particular focus on life science and environment. These companies, they need to experience a temporary cash shortage due to the ongoing crisis. So they need to be able to show that is due to the crisis that they are suffering. For example, companies that were expecting to raise money during these months, companies that were expecting to make important development with clients, with partners during these months. So this is essential for having access to this measure. And another criteria, which is important for Geneva, is in the definition of startup, is that the company has to be incorporated between 2015 and 2020. So this is a criteria that might be, actually it's not, but is a bit more restrictive than the federal one, but this is a political decision at the state level when it comes to frame what a startup is. So with that in mind, you need to understand that this emergency funding for Geneva tech startups is a credit line, so it's a backed credit line guaranteed by the Swiss Confederation and State of Geneva, and will provide up to around 600,000 for Geneva, with 0% interest rate. Is a bit less, it's 570,000 for Geneva, for each company, up to 0% interest rate, and it covers two elements. one is the 1/3 of the annual operational cost, and it can go up to the maximum 20% of total investment raised over the last 3 years. And the reimbursement can happen very naturally along 7 years of the next following 7 years. How to do that? Just go and apply on the platform, the federal platform, easygov.ch. You will be then contacted by someone of the canton that has been selected, which is Fongit people that will contact you for a follow-up and for guiding you through this process. Unfortunately, it is a pretty complicated process. We know that. But you need to realize that when it comes to startups, it's very difficult because we're talking about companies that are based on projections. They're based on developing something that is not yet there, and so that's why combining the covenants and the requirement, the strict requirement, both from both the federal and the cantonal elements, it takes some time. But I think that all the parties here are really doing their best effort in order to provide all the support we can to our startup environment. Here you can see on this slide so far what are the results of this measure. The emergency funding for Geneva up to date has been able to receive 85 startups, so 85 startups applied, and requesting about 12 million of emergency funding, trying to help them in the bridge of this crisis. And of these 85 startups, 23% were not eligible because they were based elsewhere, because they were not fitting in the formal criteria. 44% so far have been refused because they were not fitting the specific criteria of being a technological or SDG or environmental or life science. And 33%, which correspond to 1/3, they are currently treated. And we're starting to get finally to the end of this process for few of them, and we are very happy to do that. Believe us, we are on top of it, and the team that is behind it is doing a great job and working extra days, extra nights for making this possible. What is important here and why we do that? We do that for a very simple reason. And is the number that I didn't mention here in the slide is 100 million. So these 85 startups that have applied represent more than 100 million of external funding raised. So these 100 million Swiss franc represent the risk that we have in Geneva. So we risk to lose 100 million of external money, private money, VC money that went in here in the region, the Geneva canton, because we're not able to bridge and to help the companies with this 12 million of requests. So you understand what is at stake. It is at stake the investment that all the community has been doing for the last 10, 15 years. This is what we're talking about. And that's why beyond any announcement, you need to be sure that we are fully committed to make it possible. And we are really fully dedicated to make it happen. So the last slide that I'd like to present you is about collaboration. You don't do things alone. The typical quote says that if you want to go fast, you go alone. If you want to go far, you go together. And better go together also when it comes to the innovation sector in general, especially when we start to compete at international scale. So the Trust Valley is a great new initiative that has been put together, Canton de Vaud, together with the Canton of Geneva, for building a center of excellence in digital trust and cybersecurity across the Léman region, so the Lac Léman region. So it is a really public-private cooperation with great companies, great startups, the universities, UNIG, HOS, UNIL, EPFL, the Graduate Institute of Geneva, together with big companies such as SIGPA, Kudelski, and there are more than 300 companies, in this consortium, and it's great to see things happening together with Geneva and Vaud. Again, you better be together to go far in this challenge and this endeavor. But this is not the first. This is not the first of a joint initiative that Geneva and Vaud are carrying on. At Fongit, we are proud to be part of one of it, one of successful ones. So they prove that, in fact, things are possible among cantons. And I'm referring to Geneus, the initiative that we have together with Fongit, Eclosion, which is the foundation supporting biotech and pharma in Geneva, and EPFL Innovation Park. And regarding that, I think that Ingeborg, that we have seen from, voila, Ingeborg, here you are, she's staying right now at Geneus physically. And I think this is a good transition to have you now on stage, right?
Thank you, Antonio. Yes, indeed. Can you hear me well?
Yes.
Okay, good. So here's a picture of our building. That's the Campus Biotech Innovation Park, for those of you who don't know it yet. We are based in Secheron in Geneva, beautiful location with all the international organizations around us. Through the window behind us, you can see the Campus Biotech. And we're indeed part of the EPFL Innovation Park. So we're happy to be also back at the office at Genius. We're on the second floor. And well, our events are still online, but we're also gradually coming back to the office. And I've noticed, just like James mentioned at Fongit, there have been a few changes. We have now replaced, I just noticed in the kitchen, the towels are being replaced by paper towels. And everywhere there are these liquids that you can use to wash your hands with. So it's not very busy at the moment. I did see, I saw a Girls Tech Playground, some people from Ayontura through the hallway. So people starting to come back. But I still risked it to have the Café&Croissant in the Genius space. Let's see how it holds. So I'll just step up like this so you can actually see the space. All right, so for some news, well, actually, Antonio, you can go back to the previous slide, because in the right bottom, thank you, I've put a little logo of the Swiss COVID app, and that is actually an app that's gone live now, and it's launched to actually be able to trace contact that people had with people that were infected with the virus. So it's very helpful if you can download it, and if you have any questions about, for example, privacy or who built this. This was, for example, a governmental initiative with help of the EPFL and some other institutions, including private institutions. So my colleague Camilla is posting the link to background information if you want to know more about that. So that's for that. And as Antonio said, there's still companies raising quite significant funds. And one of those is Spine Art. And they're actually based in your building, Antonio. I think they're one floor up where you are. They raised 50 million francs. And this fast growing spinal devices company, they secured this 50 million from EGS Beteiligungen. Spine Art was co-founded in 2005, and over the past 4 years, they've doubled their sales. Their turnover reached 66 million euros last year, doubled its staff to 200 employees right now, and they continue to grow very fast. So congratulations to Spine Art, and it is also great news for the Geneva economy. Now, closer to home, actually, in this building, we have plenty of startups. That's the purpose of the building in life sciences, and we are very happy that we've mentioned last time that some of the startups are adjusting their activities to meet the new needs of the market. And a very good example is Relief Therapeutics, which are one floor up from us, and they announced the final manufacturing validation which is a phase 2 or 2B or 3 clinical trial for the proprietary polypeptide. Is called RLF100. If you can find more information in the link. But a bit more in human language, this binds to the lung cells that are essential for oxygen exchange. And these are selectively targeted by the SARS coronavirus 2. So very relevant right now. In this study, they're aiming to enroll 144 patients with the COVID-19 who have progressed to acute respiratory distress and who require intensive care with mechanical ventilation. So hopefully this all goes well and we actually find a solution also for these patients. Another example of how startups adapt to meet the new needs is IDGene. And IDGene have been based also at Campus Biotech Innovation Park. They offer fast, sensitive and reliable environmental DNA tests. And they're redirecting a part of their activity to the detection of the SARS coronavirus 2 in wastewaters, because recent studies show that actually by tracing the percentage of the presence of the virus in the water, you can correlate this with the number of infection cases reported in the region. They have a much better image of how it's all developing. So again, congratulations to IDGene for making this pivot and very relevant work that they're doing. Now, we've always been very proud of ABCDX. They're an incredible team and incredible technology. But now even more proud because the founders, Professor Sanchez and Dr. Montaner, they added the latest publication to their already very impressive track record. And it's a review on stroke biomarkers in Nature. And it's been published in Nature Reviews Neurology. And just to give you a background, that is the world's second-ranked journal in the category clinical neurology. And there are about 200 journals in this space. So in this article, the author discussed the current status of biomarker research in stroke towards clinical stroke management. And just as a maybe interesting to know that these two key opinion leaders, these co-founders, they bring together over 45 years of experience, have published they actually have published 562 publications together and issued over 39 patents, so world-class. I also wanted to mention there's a lot of news. We just took a few highlights with my colleague Camilla, but there's plenty of more news. And one of our colleagues and friends at the Campus Biotech, Rachel Cantalupi, does a great job in compiling all that information from the Campus Biotech and the Campus Biotech Innovation Park. And you can sign up to the newsletter in the link provided. Now it's for some opportunities and awards. So the EPFL and V-Center, the V-Center is based here in the large Campus Biotech. They have funds of 300,000 francs available for 3 projects in the space of applied neuroscience or neurotechnology. Again, there's more information in the link. 3 projects can be awarded 100,000 francs and have access to the combined network and resources of both institutions. So this call might be interesting for you. And in this building again, Geneva and Goodwill. You may know Goodwill from their social media platform, or social media platform. It's more of a
LinkedIn for it's a kind of LinkedIn for teenagers and school universities people.
Yeah, exactly. And they've been fast growing over the past 5 years. And they have over 1 million users worldwide, and they're doing a lot of good work, also together with the international organizations, to really help young people to have a head start in their careers and in their lives. And together with Genilem, which is a coaching organization, they launched this Swiss Futurepreneur Award. It's very much focused on young professionals and entrepreneurs in Switzerland. It's sponsored by the Swiss cantons of Vaud and Geneva and the accounting firm Beoni Associates SA. And the competition winner will receive a cash prize, as well as Genilem coaching and an introduction to key investors to help make their entrepreneurial ideas come to life. So how to participate, you see the link by the Fongit team, thank you very much, in the chat. So that's it for us. And then back for more high-tech startup news to Antonio and James at Fongit.
Great, Ingeborg. Thank you very much. I really look forward to come back seeing you at Campus Biotech, in particular for the amazing terrace that you have up on the 6th floor. That might be probably very good to use right now. But from the terrace of Campus Biotech, we can move to the cafeteria of Fongit, where only 100 meters away from where I am right now, there is James challenging the risk of the virus and being there, standing man.
Yeah, hi. So there's a lot that we're covering today and has been going on in the last weeks, and the best way to capture that is the Fongit newsletter. It came out a few weeks ago and provides you with a lot of the key links to our content and events. And you can see that a number of our companies are really thriving and adapting to the situations, thanks to the entrepreneurs, their teams, but also to the coaching. And our coaches have been highly active, not only connecting them with the right funding opportunities, but the right advice to manage this turbulent situation. And a lot of our coaches have been through similar crises in the past. I've lived through 2001, 2008, and this one, and there are things that you can learn. So thank you to all of the Fongit coaches, and congratulations to all of our startups for trying to keep building and pushing forward despite the setbacks. Now, one of the things that I've been using this time is actually attending events that otherwise I couldn't attend. So if I look a bit tired today, it's because I'm actually able to attend the top incubator event in the world, which is happening in Boston virtually. So it finishes at 11:45 at night. But it's amazing being with 300 of the other top incubators in the world, exchanging best practices. This wouldn't be possible under normal circumstances. I'd have to pay a lot for a flight, a lot of CO2, and a lot of jet lag. So we're doing that. And actually, TechCrunch is going virtual as well. So for 250 francs, you can attend TechCrunch in September. So I warmly recommend you to do that, because it's a lot easier than taking a flight to Berlin. In fact, I'm having a lot of really good one-on-one meetings in my virtual conference at the moment. So another great event that, because it's AGM season, annual general meeting, it's the time when you have to get your shareholders together, your board of directors together, and review the year in past and prepare the next one. And there's an excellent preparation for that online on our socials that was run by Pierre just last month. The question is, how to be a good executive, how to be a good board member, and make sure you play to each of your strengths, and how to run an effective board. To talk about what's happened, what's going to happen, and the strategy, and covering those equally. So warmly recommend that if you are considering building a board and growing your company. So other opportunities that are out there on our socials, we've continued to interview some of the top thought leaders in different spaces. We have an excellent review from the IMD Professor of Leadership, Susan Goldsworthy, the tips to be a modern leader, and also from Yuri from Creative Supply. They're the leading Swiss B2B tech branding agency. So they've branded a lot of technology businesses, including the EPFL, EMBA. And he's got his tips about how to build a compelling brand for a tech startup, a Swiss tech startup. So I think there are 5 tips on his first video. It's a series of a few videos. And since, as Antonio pointed out, you need to be coming out with something that's fresh and adapted to the current normal, it's very good to look at those tips now if you have spare 5 minutes. Now, the next events that are coming up, which we can warmly recommend, are how to manage your intellectual property to grow your startup's value. So this is a live Zoom webinar with 3 IP experts from Katsaroff, and they're talking about intellectual property strategy. In fact, they're going to come with 2 case studies of well-known Swiss startups, and you'll use those as examples for you to see what would be a good IP strategy and what might be a more expensive or more narrow strategy. The last time they came to Fongit for a live event, it was a great success. We believe that if it's worth inventing, if it's worth developing, if it's worth investing, it's worth protecting. And even if you think it's impossible, the fact that you have said we have consulted with IP experts, this is the way to do it. Of course, your alternative is to pay to see an IP lawyer one-on-one, but this is the way to start the subject. I always say that I owe my sports car to my last IP lawyer, because that was the difference between a very successful exit and not one. And so really recommend that. It's because it's private, because it is with IP lawyers. We're doing that live, but there's going to be no recording of it. So please turn up and sign up at events@fongit.ch, and we'll send you the link. And of course, the next opportunity to remain connected with the hot news and of our startups and our ecosystem will be the next Café&Croissant, which will be happening on Thursday, the 16th of July. So with that, I think we're getting ready for you to post your questions and comments and any announcements that you have in the chat. And Antonio, Ingeborg, and myself will try and answer those for you. And yeah, back to you, Antonio.
Yes, thank you, James. And yeah, you see, it's incredible the opportunities we have to participate to events that in other situations it would have been difficult. So really go and join all these webinars, because it's incredibly valuable content. And in particular, you know, there are much cheaper possibilities to do something that in other periods was absolutely not possible. While waiting for the questions to come through, because now it's your moment. So don't hesitate, ask question, even about the previous content, about anything you want. Don't retain yourself. We are here to help and to support. But it's not only our faces here that you see, myself, Ingeborg, and James. I think I would like to have a special thanks for our incredible team of people, all the people in the back of the system, trying to tidying up all the elements, sending you all the messages, animating the system here in the chat. In particular, the Marcom team at Fongit. We have Berna, Camila, and Abbas that are doing really a fantastic job. So thank you very much. I mean, next time we would like to have pictures of you, so people realize also that we are a great team, and what great team we are. You have seen already Evelyn that sometimes shows up at the end, so maybe this time
we'd like to thank our producer for making us look good.
Yeah, the producer is important. Maybe we should have also the titles at the end, you know. Any question, James? Do you see any question arriving?
No, actually, it's relatively quiet today. I think that's probably because we've provided a lot of the links there. So maybe it's a question of to you, Antonio. You know, how do you see the next coming months? And also, you know, are there changes that are going to be happening at Fongit at the rentrée?
Well, you know, at the rentrée, I can probably tell you something that is relevant. But before that, you have 2 questions here. The first question always going to be, I mean, I have no clue. That is the easiest answer. I have absolutely no clue. We live day by day. we live by assuming that, provided the expectations that we all have, we are going to back to some sort of normality. Honestly, just to for the sake of the joke, I managed to go in Italy last weekend, James, and it's incredible to see when you cross the border how other countries are acting and reacting to the situation. So I was having my coffee on the highway, what is called auto grill, and you're obliged to wear mask every time. You're obliged to be in line like a chicken with the parois plexiglass for drinking your coffee. So this I was thinking to myself, this cannot be the new normal. It cannot. I mean, it's not possible. So I think it's a transitional phase to whatever is going to be this new old normal. I think that we are social animals. It's so good to bump into each other. It's so nice. The most important meetings will be always held in front of the coffee machine. I mean, this is my feeling. And so I think in a way or another, we will try to make it happen. Of course, always preserving the safety, always preserving the fact that we are fragile as community. And this crisis, I think, proved that dramatically. So we need to be very, very careful. And so we'll try to adapt with the pace that we can, always being safe. So we have always our sanitizer. I was trying to drink it at some point, as some politicians suggest in some months ago, but it doesn't work, I can tell.
It's called in Germany they call it hand schnapps. It's just pure alcohol. But yeah, I agree. These are my two friends: the spray for when I go into a meeting room to wash it down, and then this for my hands. And I just have them with me, and I feel a lot safer that way. So
the second part of the question, Jay, because if not I forget, sorry, is the spoiler. So in September, no matter what, we are gonna move Fongit to a new brand fantastic office. So this is the great news of so just to relaunch the activity, the life is about moving. So we're gonna move in an office not far from here. It's a few blocks from where we are in Plan-les-Ouates. But the incredible good news for the people who have experienced our events at Fongit is that we will have a wonderful attic last floor with a very nice terrace.
We have windows.
And we have windows.
You can open.
That means oxygen, free oxygen provided by the nature. And that's great. I mean, I look so much forward to welcome all of you, the community in the new offices that we are working hard to make it ready by then, because we are also doing things fast on the other side.
Yeah, you could almost say that we're like a startup. We're using this opportunity to upgrade, and some of our staff that are normally managing the physical space are now looking and building this other opportunity for us. And it really looks like it's going to be an upgrade on many fronts, and actually maintaining the price levels or making them even more attractive for startups. So even we can upgrade ourselves in this situation, and we encourage our startups to do the same.
Yeah, exactly. So that's it. I don't know if we have no question. I see here. Okay. So I think we're good. If I'm gonna stay around, James are gonna get a physical coffee with the
we can shake hands. I can sanitize before and after.
Okay, we can try. So I think that's it. So to wrap up, again, thank you very much. Evelyn, you want to show up also to thank all the people. Hello.
Thanks, guys.
Our producer on the back scene, and thanks team again, Berna, Camila, Abbas, you are great. We love you all. And what else? I mean, we see you on July. July is going to be, we don't know yet, physical, virtual, hybrid. We are going to inform you about it. But until then, stay safe, but this is normal now. Everybody says stay safe, but in particular, enjoy the sun, enjoy the families, enjoy the friends with good protection and with good precautions. But it's a cold beer on the terrace. I mean, it's something that you cannot avoid at this moment of the year, right? So presence is important. So be present. We need to be present with each other. So and with the 2 meters distance, of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
So stay safe and keep smiling and keep on innovating upwards, as we always say.
Yeah. And until then, bye. Thank you. Ciao, Ingeborg.
Bye. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Always I remember your bad dress and how you turned my mind completely into such a mess. So